there, this is Matthew from Patchwerks, and today we're going to have a look at the Qubit Surface. The Qubit Surface is a polyphonic, multi-timbral, physical modeling synthesizer voice in 10 HP. It also offers true stereo, as you may have noticed by the left and right outputs. And what I mean by synthesizer voice is that it does not require additional modules such as an envelope generator, a VCA, or a filter for that matter, because all of that is actually packed inside the Qubit Surface. You simply send it pitch information to its volt per octave, a trigger or its gate to its trig input, or manually trigger it yourself with your finger. The Qubit Surface offers 8 algorithms of physical modeling. I'm going to use my Metron to trigger the surface, and I'll demonstrate some of these models. The first one is a pluck. And as you move the strike knob up, or turn it clockwise here, it increases the intensity in which the algorithm is emulating the striking of a membrane or a string. The next model is a bell. You can see that the trig button changes color based on what model you're using. What's cool and something to pay attention to is that this tone knob has a very powerful effect on the sound coming out of Surface. And that's because the tone knob is actually kind of a macro knob that controls multiple different parts of the model inside the surface. It could be the frequency or envelope depth of the low-pass filter. It could be the amount of noise. It could be kind of what kind of membrane or string is being struck by the strike input. And it's a lot of fun to mess around with, sending it an LFO or recording some automation to be sent into that, such as you could do with the Metron. So the next one is a electric piano. And I can increase the decay here because there is a decay envelope built into it. And you can kind of hear the polyphony if I turn the frequency down. They all ring out over each other, especially if I turn up the decay. Pretty cool. And another electric piano. Something to note is that the larger frequency knob is a semitone frequency knob. So this is your fine tune for you to like tune it with your other oscillators. And this one you can actually play with this one live without screwing everything up, so to speak. So this is the second electric piano. Here's the kick drum. Now we have to turn that decay envelope down. Sounds pretty good. And the next one is a snare. Turn the strike up. And now the last one is a prepared piano, which sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a bunch of strings being strummed, kind of. And it goes down to like one string when you get the strike to the far left. Very cool. So there are 4 different output modes for the Qubit Surface. The first one is mono, and that was the one I was using to demonstrate the voices so far. To access these different output modes, you hold down the voices button, and this brings you into what they call the extra settings mode. And for you to change these settings, you have the trig and the choke button, and that's it. So to change the stereo modes, or the output modes in general, you hit the trig button. Currently the blue one stands for mono, which is what we've been using to demonstrate the sounds. And the next one is an alternating models mode. So in this mode, if I trigger it, it's only coming out of the left output for this model, and the next model, still left. Up, now we're in the right side. So it seems like it splits it. The first 4 models are on the left, and the second 4 models are on the right. So we hold this down and move to the next one. And now this is going to alternate note for note, it going from the left output to the right output. That happens to be my favorite one so far. And the last one is random. So it's just going to randomly pan the outputs. I like that one quite a bit too. So also actually, while you're inside of this edit mode, you can go through the trigs here, and this will take you in and out of what they call dark mode. And dark mode gives you access to, when it's green, you're in dark mode. So now we're in dark mode, which is why it sounds a little crazier. These are a little bit wilder parameters, and it lets you do a little bit more sound design on the Qubit surface. And what they say in the manual is that it's less smooth from model to model. So when you're in this mode, when you're in the blue mode, it's very obvious what model you're in, and moving from one model to the next sounds nice. And now this next mode here, like these sounds are a little bit crazier. Also my preferred mode, I really do like the dark mode. So the last thing for me to mention is the choke feature on the Qubit surface. And it's fairly obvious what it does. It chokes the polyphony. So let me give you an example of that. I'll put some triggers down here. I'll change these notes. Got a nice little melody going. And now I'm going to add some choke triggers that I have on channel 15 of my Metron. It can be very rhythmic and make a melodic line sound a little bit more musical. Here's some reverb on it. Cool. Now that we've looked at all of Qubit's surface's features, let's look at some sound examples.